The methods of research in psychology. The data collected by experimental psychologists may be either qualitative, rich data that consists of words and different meanings, or quantitative, data that can be quantified in the form of numbers. Sometimes a study will even employ mixed methods in which both types of data are collected to test out a hypothesis. When deciding on the variables that need to be measured, the researcher must first operationally define each variable so that everyone knows what exactly is being measured or observed. For example, self-esteem is your overall evaluation of yourself, but it could be measured using a self-reported survey or by observing your behavior in a particular context. The three most common methods of studying psychology are with descriptive studies, correlational studies, and experimental studies. Descriptive methods describe behavior and may include case studies, surveys, naturalistic observations, and psychological tests. When designing surveys, researchers should be careful with the wording so that the questions are clear and non-leading. Random samples are important in survey research so that each member of the population has an equal chance of being included within the sample. In that way, the results may be considered representative of the population. A biased sample will produce misleading results that are not representative of the population. Descriptive statistics, such as measures of central tendency like the mean, average, the median, and the mode, are often used to describe data using these descriptive methods. Correlational studies investigate the relationship between two different variables. A Pearson's correlation coefficient, also known as R, is a statistic that is often used to measure the strength of the linear relationship between two variables. This R can range from -1 to 1. The closer to 1, regardless of the negative or positive sign, the stronger the correlation. The further away from 1 or the closer to 0, the weaker the correlation. A correlation of 0 shows no correlation, no relationship between two variables. In negative correlations, the variables move in opposite directions of one another. In positive correlations, the variables will move in the same direction. Negative does not mean small and does not mean weak in this context. Scatter plots are often used to depict the correlations on a graph. A correlational study is not an experiment because it cannot reveal cause and effect relationships. In order to do that, you need an experiment. Experimentation is the only method in science that can tell us cause and effect. To test out a hypothesis about cause and effect, scientists manipulate a variable, known as the independent variable, and measure the effects of this manipulation on another variable, known as the dependent variable. Although not found in all experiments, a control group is another group that is not exposed to a manipulation of the independent variable. This ensures that any group differences in results are due to the manipulation itself. In true experiments, participants are assigned to groups via random assignment.